I'm going to preface this one by asking a very simple question. What the fuck is wrong with people? I follow this Facebook page, Humans of New York, right? And it's this guy who's basically taking the stories of people just like off the street. And sometimes he does these side project type deals where he has like a theme. This time we're doing prisoners. Well, I mean, we're not doing prisoners. We're covering, well, shit, that's just as gross. We're talking with and about, at least in the comments section, prisoners with this one. I haven't really followed it closely. There was this one guy, though, to where I immediately thought, just based on reading his story, y'all people think it's cute that, he's taking a fucking soda can and finagling a way to break himself out of fucking handcuffs and running away and all that shit. But in 2 years from now, when he's the fucking Riddler, you ain't gonna think that shit is funny. Because he's gonna be causing all kinds of traffic, and it's gonna suck for you living your everyday lives. But that's a whole other story. This story has got me saying what's wrong. Well, like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Now, I'm saying people. The story is about one person. I'm talking about people. Okay, keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to read it backwards because that's how I initially read it. The way that he posts these sometimes is that sometimes I guess it's too big of a post to go into one thing, or like it's too long of a story to go into one post, or they're kind of about two different things and he wants to keep the clarity. So this second one says, one day I stole my neighbor's benefit check out of the mailbox and she came looking for it. I was in my mid-20s, and by that time the voices were very strong. They were screaming at me to do bad things. They were telling me to protect myself, that I was in danger. So I went downstairs to the woman's apartment where she lived with her 10-year-old daughter. I can't remember this or I won't sleep tonight. I kept vomiting while it happened. I didn't sleep for 2 weeks. The woman and her daughter kept coming back to life, and I would see them everywhere. One time I opened the shower curtain and the woman was standing there, and I screamed. The detectives questioned me, but they let me go. They didn't suspect me. I went to Jamaica and lived for 2 years, and nobody looked for me. But the images were always in my head. I couldn't take it anymore. I went to the American Embassy and I told them, I've committed a murder. Okay? Now, this is a person who, I'm not even going to like go into her visual description, but she's a person who is saying that, voices told her to do crazy shit. And like, I had to read it twice because as I was reading through it, I didn't suspect that, murder was involved with this story. I just thought that somebody came looking for a thing and maybe there was an ass beating or something, And then I get to that last line. I'm like, committed a murder? What the fuck? And then I read over it because I kind of skimmed them to see if there's anything interesting, like that Riddler cat. That shit was hilarious. But then I read the comments. The comments. Okay? First person, 18,000 likes. Okay, I don't think that in the entirety of my Facebook likes, like all time likes, have I ever reached 18 grand. I'm pretty certain I haven't. One post, 18 grand. These, and this is what it says. These posts are really humanizing prison inmates for me and many others. Thank you, Brandon, for opening our eyes, hearts, and minds to those who are cast aside in our society and in our world. They are, after all, still human. Need I remind, she killed a fucking 10-year-old child. And we're thanking Brandon for the fucking exposure to this person? Oh, so I guess that you just ain't gonna be happy unless you make a whole lot of noise, huh, Moosh? Sit your dumb ass down. Daggone animal tripping on her own damn shit. Anywho, next thing is I'm reading from the top, and it says, my heart is so breaking for this woman. For the victims too, of course. But the struggle and results of untreated mental illness are just so heartbreaking. 11,000 likes. Are you fucking for real? Are you fucking for real? For the victims too, of course? They're the side note. They're like, in addition to, like, I feel kind of bad for them too, because, they went through their own thing, getting murdered in their house. They had to deal with some shit. But this woman, oh my goodness. The heartbreakage. Like, are you serious? I don't give a fuck what happened to you. And I'm going to go over that post where there's a setup post later that basically explains the shit that happened to her. But here's my thing, right? I don't give a fuck what a voice tells you to do. You don't kill children. You don't kill adults either. Unless it's out of self-defense, like for real. But like, how can you justify in your brain that, you under attack and then you gotta go downstairs and go find the motherfucker? Like, I understand the mental illness doesn't make logical sense. I get that. But your actions can, right? I mean, if I have like 5 actual people standing behind me telling me to go stab my wife, I'm not gonna go stab my wife. Like, what are these voices if they're not just like floating heads that you don't see that are just telling you shit? I get that, but then it's like, what the fuck? Like, how are there? Okay, let me get this straight. There are no voices telling you to go and like shank your cellmate. Like, there ain't no voices. Okay, I don't know if she even has a cellmate. I don't fucking know. This isn't even about her. This is about these crazy fuckers. The next one is this poor woman. She needs to be in a secured hospital getting mental and physical help, not locked in a prison. 5,000 likes. You telling me this person doesn't need to be in prison? Fucking Casper, as far as you know, told this woman to go kill 2 people, one including a fucking child, and you try and tell me, nah, that's not what prison's about. Like, when people tell me, why the fuck are so many people getting these, weed charges and getting thrown in prison? I get it. Weed is a bullshit charge. I don't smoke, but I don't understand how a plant can land you in prison. That shit doesn't make sense to me. I understand, You kill a child and their parent and they didn't even see that shit coming. Like, I understand if it's like on some hit girl shit where it's like, the parent and the daughter are fucking assassins and they fuck with your family life and all that shit and they took everything from you. Then I kind of understand. But this shit, let me get this straight. I fucking stole from you. You came and asked me about it. And I'm like, fuck that shit. I need to protect myself. So I go downstairs and I kill the both of y'all, and then I flee the country. Like, for real? Well, the voices probably told her to get on the plane. And, like, for real? For real? And you talking about she doesn't need to be in prison? Who the fuck does need to be in prison? I mean, past bankers and all that shit. The people that fucking steal grandiose amounts of money from everybody for no fucking reason outside of greed. Like, I get that. Put them motherfuckers in boxes. But as far as murder goes, who the fuck just, like, does a conscious murder to you then? Like, I don't... Alright, we're going to move on to the next one of this bullshit. And then I'm just going to go on to the next thing. Because, like, there are so many of these fucking things. Alright, I'll do two more. Physical/sexual abuse is so interconnected with our minds and our spirituality. We don't have to excuse your crime to understand and contemplate what you were struggling and suffering with. Thank you for sharing your story. It's hard to hear, but I'd imagine even harder to tell. And this makes some sense. It makes some sense, but it's not really saying shit. It's like, we don't have to excuse your crime. Well, are you or aren't you? Like, are you excusing it, or are you saying, you're full of shit? Like, which one is it? It's like, well, we get what you're struggling and suffering with. No. And I'm glad I don't. I'm glad I don't understand how it feels to fucking kill a mother and a child. I'm glad I don't know that shit. It's like how I'm cool with not knowing how fucking crack cocaine feels. I'm good. I'm okay. I don't need that knowledge. I'm straight. I'm all right. I don't need to know. And it's like, it's hard to hear, but even harder to tell. Well, you deserve a little difficulty because you erased people. You fucking took people out. Like, I don't give a shit about what's difficult for you now. They don't even get to have difficulty anymore. Like, they don't even get to lead shit lives anymore because you fucking killed them. So I don't give a fuck about what's hard for you. Like, that's... I mean, people will probably hear what I'm saying and think I'm callous. I'm not callous. But fuck, man. A bag of chips costs $1.20. You gotta pay for shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be fucking running around killing people talking about, well, voices. No! You have to fucking pay for that. No! That isn't action. Reaction. What the fuck? Alright. The next one. Oh, and here we have a all caps massive, not all caps anymore, reminder that we need better, more accessible, and more affordable mental health care in America. And we need to teach people to see the early signs in themselves and others so that people like her are treated before they have the chance to cause harm to themselves or others. 2,000. Might as well say 3,000 likes. Whoo, shit. Okay. So let me get this straight. We need better, more accessible, and more affordable mental health care in America. Right? There are places where you can talk to people that are fucking free. Just fucking free. There are group sessions you can have with people. If you're going through some shit and you look especially with the internet the way that we have it, you can find a sit down where you can just go and fucking chat. And you know, the you know, I mean, maybe she needed some medication. I get that. But it's like, at the same time, if you're going through shit on the level to where you're fucking taking people out, are you really gonna have the, like, is that really what's stopping you? The bill at the fucking clinic where you would go and have a conversation with a person? Is that really, you know, it's like I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about it. I got the knife in my hand and I have my target in my sights. And I'm just going to be like, well, you know, if I just had that copay, I wouldn't even be here. Like, do you really believe that fucking happened? Like, really? Because I don't see that shit. I mean, hey, it's late for me doing this right now. I just saw this shit. I'm kind of tired. Maybe I'm wrong. But damn it, what in the shit is going on with people to where they all just fucking look at this woman like, hey. And it's like they're finding, they don't know all this shit that they're saying. Like, oh, well, you know, if she had better access to healthcare, then that would have been cool. Well, she needs to be in a secured hospital getting mental and physical help. You know, they're making up ways for her to be okay. And they're making up reasons to feel sorry for her. Fuck that shit. You killed a kid. And like on a non-accident level. If you kill a kid because, like, shit, how is killing a child acceptable to where you call it killing? Yeah, it's really just not. You just say the kid died. Like if your car spun out of control on ice and you couldn't do shit about it and you just back it, like, you know, you back into fucking, I don't know, it like your car just spins around in the street and you just nail something incoming and their kid goes flying out the window and dies. You're not really going to say you killed the kid. Because you didn't. It was an accident and the kid died. Sure, but you didn't fucking kill the kid. Not unless you're just like, you got Batman level guilt and you're just sitting there like, it's all my fault. All of it. I fucking killed him. Like, you know, like that. You'd have to be on that level, and most people ain't really on that level. But, like, seriously, why the fuck would we be making this big of an effort to be like, she's just a human being? Well, so am I. You know how many kids I've killed? Not a damn one. And I'm hoping to keep this franchise alive for as long as I'm able. Never one time have I ever fucking killed a kid. And I don't plan on it. So let's go to the origin story of this shit. Okay. And I'm not, okay. It's in me to make a joke about this. But it's really not a joke. It's fucked up. The first sentence of this woman's story says, my childhood ended early. And I fucking read that and I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, you can't have fucking said that when at the end of this, you talk about how you fucking murdered a child with her parent. Like, your childhood didn't end early. I don't give a fuck what you're about to say. It didn't end early because you're here. You're a grown-ass woman, so you went through childhood. Granted, a fucked one, but let's go ahead and get to that. I was sexually abused by 2 family members until the age of 11. You know, it really is a fucked up story when you'd prefer rape happened. I mean, seriously. Like, if she'd have gone down and just beat the shit out of the parent and raped the girl and left, I wouldn't, like, it would be really, really fucking sick, but at least they would exist. And that's really fucked up. It's kind of like how SVU is more gross than criminal intent as far as the law and orders go. But at the end of the day, a lot of those victims are better off because it doesn't have to have necessarily been a murder, But anywho, let's move on with this. Okay, so she was sexually abused by 2 family members to the age of 11. It happened every time I went to stay at my grandmother's house. I didn't feel like I could tell my mother or father. West Indian culture is a little different. We didn't really talk like that. People wondered why I didn't act like a kid. They were always asking why I never smiled. I was angry all the time. I got suspended from school in 9th grade for fighting because somebody touched my breast in the stairwell. The voices started later, the Christmas after my father was murdered. I take injections for them today, but back then I didn't see them as voices. I used to call them my friends. I really thought people were talking to me. I had different personalities. They always said bad things like, "It's not worth being alive," or "Go ahead and kill yourself." Now, here's my deal with that, right? She's basically saying that her life was surrounded by fucking death and murder, right? She is constantly saying it's not worth being alive to herself. She's telling herself to kill herself. Her father was murdered. Father didn't die. Father was murdered. Okay? And so much just like all this death around her in her life. But that doesn't motivate her to not kill. That somehow motivates her to kill. Right? Why? I don't understand that. Like the defending yourself. Like I would see if I'm crazy and I need to defend myself, then I'm gonna fucking lock myself in my room and likely die of starvation or pass out and wake up when I'm in a better state of mind and be like, oh shit, I need to make a sandwich. That would be what the fuck would happen if I'm thinking in my brain, I need to defend myself. Because I know what the fuck defense and offense is. She did not defend shit. She went on the offensive and went and fucking killed people. And then vomited during the whole thing. Like, that is some traumatizing shit. And you are sitting there and they are haunting you, as well they should. They should haunt the rest of your waking life. But it's like, okay, she was sexually abused. Who knows what the fuck that means today? More than likely it was rape. It could have been any other degree of sexual assault. Or abuse. She used the word abuse, so I can't morph it into assault. But she said abuse, and okay. People wonder why she didn't act like a kid, and asking why I never smiled, and I was angry all the time. And I'm like, well, okay. But then, like, she shows violent tendencies in 9th grade for fighting. And I'm like, why? When do you stop yourself? Like, you fled the country and you got away with it, and you came back and was like, well, I committed a murder. That's still not really stopping the murder, though. Like, you're going to do the time for this shit. But what's stopping you from going just fucking ham and killing some chick in prison? Because voices. I guess the injections. That's right. She did say that she takes injections for the voices, but she saw them as friends before. I'm like, what the fuck, friends? I ain't had a friend tell me to kill myself outside of a video game situation where I was being incredibly villainous. And I get it. I get it. I didn't kill myself. I wouldn't. I've had those thoughts of killing myself. I don't know if anyone hasn't by the time they get to where I am in life. I don't especially not intelligent. Like, intelligent people can look at the world and be like, you know what? That'll be cool if I just get the fuck out. Like, it'll be better. I won't have to look at their fucking faces with be disappointed at me and all this shit. They'll be better off without me here. I've gone through that. But I didn't kill any fucking kids, man. It upsets me that there are so many people who will be online and say heinous shit to people. Be like, oh, well, you suck, kill yourself. Fucking Taylor Swift is trash. Shit, I do it. You bring up Matt Hardy, I will fucking go in. That dude is garbage. With his fucking gut hanging over his pants and got the nerve to be a fucking TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I can never respect TNA again because Matt Hardy is a fucking World Heavyweight Champion. Now, I ain't one of the people who went on Twitter and said that shit directly to him. But if I found out that he read some shit that I wrote and was mad, I wouldn't be surprised. Cause he's Matt Hardy. This motherfucker walking around talking about I'm iconic. The fuck are you talking about? Like, people name you an icon. You don't name yourself that. You don't call yourself that. Especially when you garbage. And I'm just like, man, somebody out there, in his inner circle, for real, somebody need to tell this motherfucker that he Matt Hardy. I think that at some point, the Lita thing happened. He was dating Lita, and then Lita was like, you Matt Hardy. So she went and dated Edge because, let's face it, he's Matt Hardy, right? So then it's he just kind of dropped off, and I ain't know where the fuck he was, and I ain't miss him at all. And his brother Jeff got all cool and was doing shit in TNA, and it was alright. He's a little old to be doing what the fuck he's doing. He's still a little old to be doing what the fuck he's doing. And he getting lazy about painting his face. So he's wearing this ridiculous fucking mask, calling himself Willow and shit. But whatever. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, and then he comes back after meeting and marrying of somebody. So he got a wife, so he's kind of feeling himself now. So he thinks he can come back and be a fucking world champion. It's like he went into a cave somewhere and forgot that he was motherfucking Matt Hardy. He went somewhere and forgot who the fuck he was and how garbage he is. And somebody need to fucking tell him. I'll go in on the motherfucker. I will talk mad shit about a motherfucker. I ain't got no problem with that. But at the same time, I can call a spade a spade. You killed a family, pretty much. I don't know if the dad was in the picture, but you killed a fucking family. If somebody were to kill my wife and my son, they might as well have killed me. I can't even imagine the life I would need to lead after that. No, my brain can go to some dark places. I can't even go there. You know? So it's like, this is what you did. And instead, like, these people are all so fucking, we need to make this positive because Humans in New York is positive. That this is a positive. No. Humans of New York is not designed to be positive. Humans of New York is designed to be real. If you talk about some real shit, it needs to be respected as some real shit. I say fuck this chick out of respect because of the situation. I don't give a fuck about her voices. I would be more understanding if she had a child that was kidnapped and the kidnapper was like, I want to see them motherfuckers dead before you get your son back. I would respect that. I wouldn't like it. It'd be fucked up, but I would respect that. Motherfuckers in your head telling you to do shit, that don't mean you gotta listen to them. Now, I do sit from a position of privilege, and I understand that. Ain't no voices ever told me shit. But I don't, like, I've never believed in the peer pressure thing either. Like, motherfuckers will sit up and tell you shit. No. The answer is fucking no. Fucking no. Like, no. I don't give a fuck. No. Like, oh man, don't you want to drink? Everybody else here drinking? No. I don't drink. The fuck is wrong with you? Why is this a conversation? Why is this a conversation? Do you see me with a drink in my hand? No, right? Do you see me with a fucking Sprite? Yes, right? So why the fuck are you even talking to me about some damn liquor? Like, what the fuck? What is the talk? What is the talk? Well, I don't trust nobody that don't drink. Then don't trust me, you dumb motherfucker. I'm probably the most honest motherfucker you will ever meet in your life. Don't trust me. That's fine. We ain't gonna talk because you close-minded. Why the fuck would I even want to have you around me? You talking some dumbass, just carpet bomb everybody. Like, nah, man, I don't like this. No. Really? It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. People are just bending over backwards for this chick. And I looked at that shit like it was some Twilight Zone shit. I scrolled down after that status. I'm like, damn, she killed somebody? I got to see these comments. I got to see these comments because this gonna be, motherfuckers gonna go in. I get down to this motherfucker. Oh, I feel so sorry for this woman. And I'm like, are y'all bullshitting? Like, is this, like, y'all got my IP and y'all fucking with me? Like, is that what this is? And I read some more and I just, oh my goodness. I don't, People, man. People. That's why I opened with what I said, and that is why I'm closing with what I said. And that is, what the fuck is wrong with people?